everyone. Today I am here with another topic, viruses. In this topic we are going to discuss about the discovery of viruses, structure of viruses, classification of viruses, multiplication of viruses and the viral diseases caused in plants and human beings. Now first let's see what are viruses. Viruses are a unique group of biological entities. They are known to infect each and every type of cell, including protozoa, fungi, algae, bacteria, plant cells and human cells. So these are different from other organisms. Viruses are not composed of cells. The virus particle has only a single type of nucleic acid, either DNA or RNA. This nucleic acid is enclosed in a protein coat. And sometimes this protein coat is covered with an envelope of lipids, proteins and carbohydrates. The viruses do not exhibit most of the life processes, but they maintain genetic continuation through multiplication and they also undergo mutations. Viruses are best described as infectious particles because they infect each and every type of cell. Viruses are obligate intracellular parasites, that is, they cannot divide or multiply unless they invade a specific host cell. In this process, they destroy the host cell, causing severe damage to the host cell and ultimately causing diseases in humans, plants as well as animals. The study of viruses is called as virology. Study of viruses. Viruses have been victimizing the mankind since ancient times, causing many diseases in plants, animals as well as human beings. But the infectious agent was unknown. For the first time in 1892, Ivanovsky, a Russian pathologist, conducted many experiments on tobacco mosaic disease. He collected some infected leaves and he collected the sap from the infected leaves and he passed the sap through the filters that can retain bacteria. But the infectious agents passed through the filters and he collected that sap and he injected the sap to the healthy plants. Okay, he injected the sap to the healthy plants and now the healthy plants also started showing the symptoms of tobacco mosaic disease. So, unable to see any microorganisms in his sap, Ivanovsky reported that the filterable agent was responsible for this disease. Next, what happened? Martinus Beijerinck, he concluded that contagium leaving fluid was responsible for the tobacco mosaic disease. Next, in 1935, W.M. Stanley, he confirmed that the disease causing agent was tobacco mosaic disease, TMD, tobacco mosaic disease. Next, in 1956, Frankel, he confirmed that the genetic material present in tobacco mosaic virus was RNA. Classification of viruses. At present, ICTV regulates the norms of classification and nomenclature of viruses. ICTV stands for International Committee on Taxonomy of Viruses. International Committee on Taxonomy of Viruses. The ICTV scheme has three hierarchical levels: family, genus, species. The family names ends with the suffix viridae, genus ends with virus, and species are the common English expressions that describe their nature. For example, poliovirus. The viruses names are after the disease they cause. Example, poliovirus means it causes polio disease. Using ICTV system of classification, the virus that causes acquired immune deficiency syndrome, that is AIDS, in human beings can be classified as family. It belongs to Retroviridae. Genus is lentivirus. And species is human immune deficiency virus, that is HIV. Structure of viruses. Viruses range in size from 300 nanometers as in TMV to 20 nanometers as in parvovirus. Viruses may be classified into several Morphological types. Some of the examples of viruses are HIV, hepatitis B virus, Ebola virus, adenovirus, influenza virus, rabies virus, bacteriophage, papilloma virus, rotavirus, and herpes virus. Helical viruses resemble long rods that may be rigid or flexible like rabies virus. Many animal, plant and bacterial viruses are polyhedral. Polyhedral means many-sided. Example for this type of virus is herpes virus. The capsid of viruses is covered by an envelope and such enveloped viruses are roughly spherical. Example is influenza virus. Bacteriophages. The viruses which infect bacteria have complicated structures and are called complex viruses. They have polyhedral symmetry in the head part and helical symmetry in the tail sheath. In some viruses such as measles viruses and adenoviruses, the envelope contains glycoprotein projections known as spikes. The spikes function in attaching the virus to the receptors on susceptible host cells. Coming to another virus which is currently shaking the world, that is coronavirus. It has RNA and proteins. You have seen some of the examples of viruses and their structures. Now let's see the chemical nature of viruses. Viruses are chemically nucleic acids and proteins. These viruses are made up of two components, core and capsid. Core is the nucleic acid of the viruses which forms the genome. Of the viruses. And capsid is the coat surrounding this genome. Capsid is the coat which surrounds this genome. It is made up of proteins. Capsid is made up of proteins. This capsid gives shape to the virus and forms the protective layer for the genome. Capsid is made up of protein subunits called as capsomeres. A virus contains its genetic information in either double-stranded DNA or single-stranded DNA or RNA. Generally, the virus that infects plants is single-stranded DNA and the virus that infects animals is made up of double-stranded DNA. The genetic information is in the form of either circular or linear. Structure of TMV, tobacco mosaic viruses. The tobacco mosaic viruses are rod-shaped and the size is about 300 nanometers long and 18 nanometers in diameter. These viruses are helical viruses. Coming to the chemical nature of tobacco mosaic viruses. Outer covering, the capsid. This is the capsid. This contains 2130 protein subunits which are identical sizes called as capsomeres. These capsomere subunits, each subunit has a single polypeptide chain. It is made up of a single polypeptide chain which has 158 amino acids. And inside this protein capsid, there is a single-stranded spirally coiled RNA. This one, single-stranded spirally coiled RNA molecules which is made up of 6500 nucleotides. This is the structure of TMV. Structure of T-even bacteriophage. The bacteriophages are the bacteria which are infected with viruses. The body of the bacteriophages has head and tail which is joined by a collar. Head, tail which is joined by a collar. These bacteriophages are tadpole shaped viruses. Right. The head part shows polyhedral symmetry and the tail part shows helical symmetry. The head part consists of number of capsomeres. It encloses the double-stranded DNA which is linear. And the tail part consists of tail sheath, basal plate, pins and tail fibers. Okay, at the tip of the tail there is a plate-like structure called as basal plate which is hexagonal, and each corner of the basal plate a spike-like structures arise. They are called as pins. Each corner of the basal plate 6 tail fibers arises. How many? 6 tail fibers arises from the basal plate. These tail fibers help the bacteriophage to attach to the host cell. The tail sheath is covered by a sheath. This sheath helps the bacteriophage to inject the viral DNA into the attached host cell. This is the structure of T-even bacteriophage. Multiplication of viruses. The multiplication of viruses takes place in host cell. As they are obligate intracellular parasites, the multiplication or reproduction takes place only in the host cell. So this process is similar in all the viruses. Now let's take the example of multiplication of bacteriophages. This process takes place in two ways, lytic cycle and lysogenic cycle. Lytic cycle is a five-step process. First, let's see the lytic cycle. It takes place in 5 steps: attachment, penetration, biosynthesis, maturation and release. First step is attachment. After a chance contact between the bacteriophage and the bacterial cell, attachment takes place. The tail fibers of the bacteriophage helps in attachment of the bacteriophage to the bacterial cell. Okay, next step is penetration. After the attachment of the bacteriophage to the bacterial cell wall, the tail sheath contracts in size. It contracts in size and the bacteriophage DNA is penetrated into the cell wall, piercing the tube. It acts like a hypodermal syringe. The capsid remains outside the cell wall and is referred as a host. Now the next step is biosynthesis. Inside the bacterium, the phage DNA degenerates the bacterial genome and takes control of the bacterial cytoplasm. The phage DNA synthesizes its own DNA and proteins. These are synthesized separately. Next step is maturation. During this phase, the protein component starts assembling to form complete variants. The time period between the infection and the appearance of complete viruses is called as eclipse period. Next step is release. This is the lytic phase of the bacteria. Lysis means dissolving of the host cell. The phage DNA codes for an enzyme called as lysozyme. This lysozyme enzyme helps in dissolving the host cell. After dissolving of the cell wall of the host cell, a number of bacteriophages are released from the host cell, finally disrupting the host cell. The number of newly formed bacteriophages released from a single bacterium is called as burst size. This is about the lytic cycle of bacteriophages. Now let us see the lysogenic cycle. Some bacteriophages such as lambdaphages, they do not cause the lysis or death of the host cell when they multiply. Instead, the phage DNA upon penetration into the bacterial cell, they gets integrated into the circular bacterial DNA and they becomes part of it and they remain latent, means inactive. Such phases are called as temperate phages. The inserted phage DNA is now called as prophage. Every time the bacterial chromosome undergoes replication, the prophage also undergoes replication. This remains latent in the progeny cells. However, in some rare spontaneous events or when the host cell is exposed to the UV rays or any other chemicals, the phage DNA gets separated from the bacterial genetic material and leads to the initiation of lytic cycle again. Next topic is viral diseases. First, let's see the viral diseases in plants. Viruses being obligate parasites, they cause many diseases in plants while growing inside them. The plant diseases caused by viruses are mostly systemic in nature, means they infect the whole plant. Generally, the symptoms are seen in the leaves. Some of the symptoms shown by the viral diseases are chlorosis, example is peach yellowing disease. Mosaic, example is tobacco mosaic disease. Vein clearing, example bendy vein clearing. malformation, example swollen shoot of cocoa, breaking of flowers, example tulip mosaic break. These are some of the symptoms and these are some of the diseases caused by viruses in plants. Usually virions are infectious and cause diseases in plants. A virion is a completely assembled virus particle which is seen outside the host cell. Usually a tiny fragment of nucleic acid with 300 to 400 nucleotides and without a protein coat, that is called as viroid. This viroid infects and causes many diseases in most varieties of economically important plants like tomatoes, potatoes, brinjal, etc. Now let's see the viral diseases in humans. Viruses cause a widespread diseases in human beings such as common cold, hepatitis, chickenpox, influenza, herpes, warts, polio, etc. Although most viral diseases do not cause death, there are some viral diseases like rabies, AIDS, Ebola in which the mortality rate or death rate is very high. Some viral infections like polio and rubella, they cause long-term physical weakness. Chronic hepatitis B caused by hepatitis B virus may lead to cancer. Such cancer-causing viruses are called as oncoviruses. Not only viruses but also some proteinaceous infectious particles called as prions may cause mad cow disease in cows. This mad cow disease causing prions may reach to human beings through beef and cause Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease in human beings. This is all about viruses. Thank you.